Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. So many of us have been told in our life what we need to do to be successful, how we need to act, what we need to wear, who we need to be for our lives to work out. And many of these things have felt so uncomfortable to us. We take a job that is meaningless. We pursue a career that doesn't align with our creativity. We date someone for safety. And even though we might be successful in the outside world, conforming to all these things, deep down it never feels good about going against who we truly are. And what's interesting is usually people come to my office when they hit the wall, when they feel they can't live the life they're living anymore. It could be the job, the relationship, the business they never started, the hobby they never pursued, whatever it is, it becomes intolerable. That feeling of not expressing themselves, that feeling of not living their dream, that feeling, that numbness every day, that they're not connected to themselves and the life that they want. And then people will say to me, well, I can't change my job. I need the money. It's already too late to have that career. No one ever makes money as an artist. But what we do is we write this huge story of how things need to be for us to express ourselves. And we don't realize that there are so many ways to go out into the world and be the person that we want to be, act the way we want, have the experiences that we want, create what we want. But so many of us see it as this is all or nothing. Either I'm going to paint or I'm going to be a mortgage broker. Either I'm going to have a baking business or I'm going to keep my law job. And it never works that way. It's just our fear of going towards the life we love, and our fear of the unknown, which stops us. And if we could switch it around and remember that what we don't know is our best friend, because we want our life to change, it has to happen in the unknown. And I am the perfect example of that. When my husband left, I had every reason to say, I got to get a job, I got to make money, I have to stop my podcast, I have to stop writing books, have to stop writing articles, because if I don't go make money, I am not going to be able to support my life. But these creative projects that I have, this is where my heart sings. So yes, I have a job as a part-time CFO of a day hospital, and it is a demanding job, but I have made the room every single day to keep other parts of my life going, because it's what I need to feel creative. It's what I need to express myself. It's what I need to help other people. And what I do every day is I give my job meaning, and I give my creative projects meaning, and I give my relationships meaning. I don't allow myself to get too far from my heart. And I don't allow myself to live so much in my head that I'm disconnected to all the things that I love, that all the things that are meaningful. So wherever you are today, if you're feeling this lull, if you're feeling this dread, if you're feeling you're stuck because you have to make the money, because you don't know how to be on your own, because you don't have a clear path to your dreams, don't believe that it's not possible. Even if money is a restraint, even if education is an issue, even if everyone in the world tells you it's not possible, nobody knows, because the future is uncertain. And if you have this creative thought, if you have something your heart desires, if you have a passion within you, why would it exist if it didn't connect to something in the future, if it didn't connect to a very real possibility? And I can't promise you that you'll be able to make a living at it full time, but I can promise you that whatever you choose, that whatever you want to do, whatever you want to connect to, will give meaning to your life. I have seen people totally quit their jobs and start businesses that was once only a dream. I've seen people pursue very fulfilling music careers. And did they have to work at another job? Yes. But they kept writing music, and they kept releasing albums, and they kept playing at different venues, and it gave their life meaning. And then when they went to work, they made the most of every day with their blessings and putting things every day that gave them meaning, that gave them connection, that gave them pleasure. I've seen people start food businesses and have to keep a job at the same time, and eventually they can quit and work at their food business full time. I have seen people do things all different ways. But to live a life without passion and creativity and connection to your heart is a very difficult path. Even if you only have 1 hour a day from 10 to 11 at night, what makes you feel alive? What do you want to connect to? What do you want to learn? What is missing from your life? Don't let the world make you feel like things are not possible. Even if you have children to support, even if you have a mortgage to pay, even if you have commitments in your life, there is a place for your passion, there's a place for your dreams, and there's a place to make it all happen. Just don't write a story about how it has to happen. Don't write a story about disappointment. Just connect. Just start doing anything. When I started this podcast, I knew nothing. I just knew how it felt that I would have to wait an entire year to get a book published. I had something I wanted to say, and I couldn't just say it. I couldn't just get it out into the world. And I felt all these messages were coming to me, and there was no way to share them. And one day I just started a podcast. And my mother was the only person who listened to my first episode. And this has turned into such a meaningful part of my life. And I could have said, I don't have time. I know nothing about it. Where will I make room for it? I'll never be successful at it. But all I thought was, maybe I can do this. And that feeling in my heart and that dream became more important than my fear. And you could do that too. To have meaning, to be successful, to have connection, to be creative, it comes in all different forms. What it means to have a fulfilling life is what that means to you. And if you only think about the outside world and the accolades and what they'll think and the congratulations that you'll get and the money that you'll make from it, you're never going to start. Because that's not the most fulfilling piece of the life that you live. The most fulfilling piece is trying. The most fulfilling piece is connecting with your heart, getting up every morning and doing what gives you pleasure, what gives you meaning, what gives you joy. Finding a place for that every day. Sometimes it's just connecting with friends and family and loved ones. And sometimes it's starting a business on the side. Sometimes it's starting a hobby on the side. Sometimes it's packing up and moving someplace new, going back to school. Just don't always focus on the results. Focus on the experience. You have what it takes to connect with your heart. And dreams are funny. Sometimes we think that they need to be so big, to be impactful, to be meaningful. But when we start, sometimes the meaning is just doing it. And when we do it, sometimes we help 2 people, or we share it with 2 people, or give 5 people pleasure, or just give ourselves pleasure, and that's enough. Don't not do it because it's not going to be on the scale that you think you need it to be. Do it because it makes your heart sing. Do it because it's a song within you that needs to be sung. Do it because it's something in you that needs to be expressed. Don't allow yourself to feel numb because of the story that you wrote about what you need to do in order to fulfill all your obligations. Even in a busy life, even when you feel you have so much against you, you need to be for you. Write down your dreams, write down what makes your heart sing, and make some space. Make some space to learn something new, do something new, connect with something that you already know that gives you pleasure. And don't worry about where it's going. Just sit in the beauty of the moment, the beauty of the meaning, the beauty of your passion, the beauty of you connecting to feeling so alive. You're never too busy to find meaning in your life. You're never too busy to live from your heart. It could be a poem, it could be a song, it could be a hobby, it could be a dream, it could be a business, it could be a new profession, it could be anything. Don't let the outside world tell you what you need to be okay. Only your inner world knows that. Only you know what matters. And you find that by connecting to what is meaningful to you. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my books, The Gift of Maybe or Year Without Men, they're available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you can subscribe and leave a comment.